Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria Ayodele. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for being here. If you're a returning subscriber, you know I love you, you know I appreciate you so much. Thank you for always coming back. Okay, so in today's video, I'll try to make it quick and short because I have to get to work in 30 minutes. So today's video is a question that I was asked. One of you actually sent me this question a while ago, so I have not been responding to my DMs as I usually do, just because this season has been very stressful for me. You guys know I'm in my final year. You know, I was writing my project, 12,000 words, doing a lot of research, and then with the moving, with settling down in a new city, finding your way, it's just been a lot for me this season. So that's why I have not been responding. But me and my husband were having a conversation around this just a couple of days ago. And I just remembered that someone had actually sent me a message about this topic. And I thought, okay, this would be a good way to address this person's question. So once again, I really apologize. If you've sent me a DM, I will get to it, okay? Yeah, so I'm just going to get straight into the question, right? So he said, "Dear Victoria Fash, I trust you're well. I need your help in my marriage because I am about losing it. He's about to lose it. Wow. I hope you don't. I am this close to cheating. My wife follows your page, so hopefully she can listen to you." I hope she does. He said, "We got married the same year as you, just a month difference in 2020. So that means either they got married in October 2020 or they got married in September 2020. Because September 2020 or December 2020. Anyways, doesn't matter. God has blessed us with a daughter who is 4 years old now. The problem is my wife is no longer interested in sex. It was first that she doesn't initiate it, but now even when I do, she always has one excuse or the other. Mind you, it wasn't like this before we got married, okay? She does not work at the moment. I provide and also help out in the house, which is good. I am tired at this point, but I don't want to involve family members. It has been 3 months since we had sex, and she's pushing me to the wall. I am tired, Victoria." Okay, so thank you very much for reaching out about this. I know can't be easy for a man to reach out, and the fact that you trust me or your wife even trusts me enough to listen to my advice, that's amazing. So thank you very, very much. Okay, so first of all, I cannot but first emphasize, I will get to the answer or what I think would help in this situation. But I remember me and my husband were having this conversation a few days ago. One of the things we're just talking about is, I cannot but emphasize the importance of waiting till marriage before sex. You see, many of us, when we read the Bible and God tells us to flee fornication, to not engage in intimacy until we are married, we think God does not know what he's doing. Or sometimes we think that God is being unfair. And I totally understand that because I felt that way before. If you don't want me to do it, why do you give me all these urges in my body that demands for it? Like, it is hard to wait to have sex, right? Because especially in the world today, I think it's even triple harder because everywhere you go, to the songs you listen to, the movies you're watching, everything is propagating premarital sex. But one thing you need to know, no matter how popular the wrong thing is, it doesn't make it right. So when he said it wasn't like that before marriage, I could tell you a number of reasons why it wasn't. Before you got married, when you have sex, you're trying to impress each other. When you get married, you're trying to satisfy each other. I hope you understand that. So when you're married to a person, when you guys are having intimacy, at least in my own marriage, I'm striving to satisfy my husband, and he is also striving to satisfy me, right? But before you get married, it's always trying to impress. So even when you are not satisfied, sometimes you pretend. Even when you're not enjoying the act, you give in just because, oh, I don't want him to leave me. I don't want her to leave me. I don't want her to think that I cannot perform, so you take drugs. I'm not talking about your situation now. I'm just talking generally. Right? But you cannot judge a person's response to sex pre-marriage to how they'll respond after marriage because it's different, right? So that is just one thing that I think, everyone should know, right? Now, let's get into this question about my wife is no longer interested in sex. And thank you for not cheating. And I pray you don't. And I'm really glad that you've not involved family members because it is a hard pill to swallow. I can't imagine my husband telling my parent or even his parent was that I am not like, how do I even face them? How do you even say those things? Like, it's weird. But if you need to and you think that's the way, I wouldn't advise it. But anyways, all right, so let's get into the question. about your wife not being interested in sex. Now, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not in the marriage with you. I am not your wife. So I'm just going to talk from experiences of people that, that I have interacted with, right? And why women generally feel this way in their marriage, right? And the first thing that I will talk about is burnout, right? And might not be applicable to you because you mentioned that, you've been helping out, in the house with chores and everything, and she doesn't work, which, she doesn't do conventional job, but taking care of a toddler is an entire job on its own. So she does her own kind of work, but you also contribute with helping out, which is good, right? I'm just saying that one of the general reasons why this happens in marriage is when a woman is burnt out, right? And she feels tired, right? So the first thing that I would say is communicate, right? I know that you probably have tried to have this conversation with her. I know you talked about her not initiating. I think initiating of sex is like a general thing that a lot of women deal with. I didn't say all women now. For majority of women, especially African women who have been brought up to suppress their sexual side or to suppress their sexual feeling, right? It's hard. I know I had the same issue in my marriage. My husband would say, you don't initiate, right? I think it's just an African upbringing where we have been taught and we have been brought up that anything about sex should be hushed, should not be talked about. So when we get into marriage, it is hard for you to now try to wiggle around it, for you to now try to reorientate yourself, to now start to be that free. In short, my project this semester, it's about sexual dysfunction in marriage. And one of the questions was about the myth that people hold about sex in their marriage and how it has affected them. And the majority of people I interviewed had the same thing, right? They've been everybody said their husband always complains that they don't initiate sex, right? So it is an African thing, and it's sad, but it's just the way we are brought up. It's just the way, I think things are changing now, which, to be honest, it has its good side and its bad side, but generally, I can tell you for a fact, based on scientific research, that this is a problem that a lot of women face when it comes to initiating. But I think it's something that you have to learn together. You have to help. I know for me, one of the things my husband did was to help me be comfortable, right? Explain to me the necessity, what it does to him when I ask for it. And, just help her to understand communication. And I know sometimes it's frustrating because you probably have spoken about it before. She has said she's going to change and it's not changing. It's behavior modification. Right? Behavioral modification. It's hard. It takes time. It takes practice for her to get there. So you will need to be patient with her and you will need to teach her, right, how to respond. So it could be, touch her where she likes to be touched, make her, there's a way that you would help her to be in the mood, but you leave her alone, right? So you do all the things that, and I'm talking about men, that their wives don't initiate. One of the ways to help her, right? You do all the romantic thing, help her to be in the mood, but don't go near her. Let her come for it. That's one way that you can help to modify those behaviors. And then, when she comes for it, when you guys are done, when you're done helping her, have that conversation and tell her, I appreciate that you asked for it. This is how that makes me feel, blah, 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 blah. When you keep on communicating like that, it helps her to be more comfortable, it helps her to understand, and it helps her to also, be free to ask those questions, right? Now, the other thing I was talking about is burnout, right? For a lot of women that, maybe in marriage, they don't initiate sex, or they're not interested in it. It's most likely because they are burnt out. They're tired, they've either gone to work, or they have a lot to do at home, or the child is disturbing, or, women don't actively think about sex. And that's the truth. Before a woman is just sitting down and thinking about sex, it's either she watched a movie that aroused that feeling, or, it's not like men, right? I'm not saying men goes about thinking about sex, but when you put it in statistics, if you check the stats, men are more sexually inclined than women are, right? So I can look at you, I can look at my husband and, sometimes I feel you're looking nice, blah, blah, blah. But I can look at him and not feel anything, right? I can look at him, oh, you're nice, you look beautiful, but sex is not in my mind. When my husband looks at me, it's a different response, right? So our mind does not actively think of sex like that. So it does take effort. So it's even worse when a woman is tired or she's burnt out, because that is the last thing on her mind. She just wants to finish for the day and go to bed and sleep, right? So Does that mean it's right? No, because even the Bible says, give yourself to your husband, husband, give yourself to your wife. So it is important that we're always looking forward to satisfying each other's sexual needs. So it doesn't make it right. So if you are the woman here watching, I know you're tired, I know you're exhausted, but you have to always make time for your spouse. There are days that, oh God, I am so tired. Like, I am literally, my eyes closing like this. But you know, when the need arise and you know the man starts moving, you just have to give in, right? And 9 out of 10 times, once you give in, you kind of, you know, you start to enjoy it, right? So yeah, that's why it is important that, you know, you always seek to satisfy each other, because sex is an important part of marriage. It is very, very essential. Oh my goodness, it's not yet time to start working. I don't know why they are disturbing me. Now, another thing that I would say, and I know burnt out probably does not even apply to you, because like I said, you help out. Maybe not, I mean, obviously you're not around all the time, so she might already be exhausted from the day before you come back to help out and all. But so you need to communicate with her. Ask her, why are you tired? Do you need help? Do we need to hire somebody to help out? Do we need to take the child to, you know, if she hasn't started school yet, so maybe she has, you know, does she need to what you need, right? Now, another key important part, which I feel like this might really help you guys, is that a lot of people don't understand is, you see, when there's a point you get to a marriage where things become routine. We wake up in the morning, we say our prayers, we take care of the kids, take the kids to school. I come back, you go to work, I come back to work. Tomorrow we sleep, we wake up, we repeat the same thing. Where marriage becomes routine, and it is normal. Every marriage will get there. The longer you stay married, the more you start to have routines, right? Now, when marriage becomes routine like that, it takes away the fun, right? It takes away the fun. And that's why it is important that when you realize, especially when it comes to sex, it's the same thing you guys are doing, right? It's everything is routine. You have to switch things up. Now, there's a part about the sex act itself where you have to understand, is she satisfied in sex? Like, is she getting to climax? Are you looking at her satisfaction? Is she, you know, is she good in that area, right? It is one thing for you to think she is. It is another thing for her to actually be. So does she get to orgasm every time you guys have sex? How many times does she get to orgasm? Or do you settle yourself and that is it, right? If a woman is not getting pleasure in it, why should she? Do you know the stress, the amount of energy it takes, it burns for you to be able to have sex? So if I'm not getting anything out of it, why would I be interested in doing it to begin with? So is she being satisfied? Are you meeting her needs? Does she have orgasm every time? Now, there are women who lie about orgasm and they fake orgasm. Please, if you do, I beg you, don't do that. You're passing the wrong signal to your husband and you won't help him or her to improve, right? So always make sure that you're being honest about, you know, if you're being satisfied or not. So you might be surprised. Maybe the style you're doing it's a lot on her. A number of men also do this thing where they leave the work to the woman. The woman is one that will climb you, that will ride you. All you do is to sit down there and do nothing. If you are putting a lot of work on her, right? So what I'm trying to say is that, how is the act? Number one, has it become routine? Are you doing the same thing over and over again? Have you switched things up? Okay, so different places in your house, you know, if you guys, I know you have a toddler, you know, so obviously when the toddler is not at home or asleep, you know, and you lock the door, right? You know, have you tried something routine, right? I'm sorry, something new. Another thing is, you know, does she feel sexy? Do you make her feel sexy? Do you tell her, oh, babe, you look nice? When she passes, do you play with her butt? You know, there are some things that would make your wife want to. And it also has a lot to do with you. So it's not about, oh, it's night. Oh, yeah, now open your leg. Let us. No. So what is the romantic thing that you've done during the day? Do you tell her she looks beautiful? When she wears something nice, do you buy her lingerie? Do you buy her sexy things? Do you buy her panties? When was the last time you bought her a new bra? When was the last time you bought her a new panties? You know what? Those things that you do that'll make her feel beautiful. It's in the words you speak. It's in the things you get for her. It is in the nice, sexy perfume that you get for her. Right? So are you intentional about doing those things, right? Those are some of the ways to make your wife feel beautiful, make her feel sexy, make her feel desired, right? So that's one way. you know, and also the way what you say to her is also in compliment. Ah, babe, you look beautiful. You know, send that text message. I was looking at you as you were dressing this morning, and you were just the way your you know, my husband does that a lot. You know, the way you were, you know, your you know, I don't want to be vulgar, but you know, the way your ass was, you know, you have to say those things and make her feel like, oh, you're not a serious man, or but if you say, oh, you're not serious, oh, kiniko, that's all you know. But those things make her feel sexy, and there is no woman, right, who there's no sexual woman like a woman who feels sexual, right? If you make her feel that way in the things you buy for her. I saw this lingerie, I think it will look nice on you. Wear this, let me see how you look, right? I saw this, even the one she'll wear around the house. I want you to wear this for me all, you know, all throughout today, because I think it will accentuate your hips, it will make your boobs look this. Say those things to her. Make her feel, because a woman who is tired, you know, she's probably struggling with her body change after childbirth. She's probably struggling with hormones. Probably, you know, there's a lot of body image issues that happens, you know, after childbirth that could affect her. Even if your wife has not given birth, those things happen, right? You gain weight, you do this, you do that. Make her know that she's desirable, right? So you have to make sure in the words you speak, in the things you get for her, in your actions too. Always make her feel like she's the most sexiest woman in the world. And let me tell you, when you make her feel that way, every time my husband does this thing, there's a way you want to prove yourself to him, right? So that is a very, very key way. Now, the second way, I'm looking at the time because I need to resume work in 5 minutes. Now, the second and most important thing is, you know, I was talking about when marriage becomes routine. Plan a vacation. Take one night, say we are going to the hotel. We are not sleeping in this house tonight. We are going to a hotel. Book a hotel. Sometimes when you are out of your environment, you don't know. You don't know what that does. You just, it has a way. You just book a hotel room, you know, for the two of you to spend 3 nights there, where she's not cooking, she's not cleaning. Give your child to the mother, your mother-in-law or somebody, the grandparents to take care of. The two of you go for a vacation for 3 days. The fact that you even change the scenery, you're not in your house, you are in a new place where she's relaxed, where she's not cooking, where somebody is, you know, there's room service, there's this. Guy, it helps, okay? It helps. It has a way of making her feel mentally ready. When you're in a hotel room, all you are seeing is bed every day. There's no kitchen. There's no, you are not seeing anything. All you are seeing is, you know, and it just has a way of making you feel good, right? So, so when we say couples should have vacation time, me and my husband, we don't joke with it. I mean, sometimes money, I understand that and everything, but even if it's a hotel, just out of your city, even if it's a hotel in your city, just somewhere out of the house, just take her somewhere nice, not to pay one hotel that'll be stressing out. No, somewhere nice. When she comes back home, it feels like everything is new, right? Because she's been out of that environment. She, you know, it just works. I don't know how to explain it to you, but it works. Every time me and my husband go on a vacation, it's almost like we are newlyweds. It's like we're having a second honeymoon. And by the time we are back, even when it takes a while before the routine becomes routine again, and when you feel like it's becoming routine again, we go again. Right? Because being stuck in the same house, it just makes you feel like, you know, this is all you do with your life now. But buy her something nice. Buy a new bikini. Take her to the beach. Take her to a hotel close to the beach. I know these things will cost money. And I know, especially when you have children, you're thinking of, instead of, we can keep this money for our children, we can keep this money for school fees. Sometimes, take part of that money, budget it every month. Take out this amount of money for vacation, for enjoyment, for you and your wife, right? Let her feel good. And I'm telling you, that changes everything. Sometimes being in the same house every day, doing the same thing every day, it takes away the sexuality, it takes away the fun from the house, right? So make sure that you incorporate these things. You see what I would advise you right now. First of all, when was the last time you guys went on a vacation? Having a 5-year-old, you know, I can almost bet it's been a while. Plan one. Don't make her plan it. Look for a nice place. Look, even if you don't have money for vacation, look for a nice hotel where they have good room services, right? If it means taking out, I think you are in Nigeria. If it means taking out 50K from your salary or 20K from your salary every month, just put it in a fund. Maybe in 3 months' time, when you don't reach 100K, you take her out. You know, take her out. Sometimes you'll be surprised, just a change of scenery. The fact that she doesn't have to worry about, is the house clean? The toddler is destroying the house, you know, scattering the house. She has to clean the house every time. She has to wash dishes. She has to make food. The fact that she doesn't have to think about that for 3 days. You'll be surprised, right? And buy her nice things to wear. Tell her she looks beautiful. Tell her she looks sexy. Tell her she's the most beautiful woman. Make her feel good. And I promise you, it will change your marriage. It will change your sex game from one level to the other. And pray. Pray, because there is nothing in this life that does not require prayer, even your sexual life, okay? So pray for her, pray over her. You see, there is nothing as sexy as a man praying over his wife. Wake up in the night sometimes, play your hands on her, pray over her body. It is well with you, it is well with your body, it is well with your spirit, it is well with your soul. You're going to be great, you're going to be clinical, you're going to, you are just pray over her. Pray over her. It just makes it feel good. You just love a man that prays over. Every woman loves it. I'm telling you, it's sexy when a husband pray over the wife. So, and if there's anything she's been complaining about, you need to make sure, because those subtle things that she complains about is a signal to you that, where she's feeling that you are not being adequate, right? So anything that she's complaining about, take note of it, make changes, and that would really help. So those are the advice I have. If you have any advice, please leave it in the comment section for this man or any other person who is struggling with this in their marriage. I hope this has been helpful. Let me know in the comment section. And if you are the wife, your husband trusted me enough, if you think that there's anything that I am saying, you might not know if it is you, but anyways, if you think that this is the situation in your marriage, it might be your husband. If there's anything that you think that you will help him that I have not said, please put it in the comments. I bet you is looking for your comments. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Until we meet again, I still remain Victoria Ideally Fashion. Until we meet again, have an amazing week. Okay, remember to like, to subscribe to this channel. Please like this video, and I really truly want to read your comments. Okay, thank you guys so very much. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have an amazing week. Okay, bye. Bye, guys.